Hello, world out there who might be watching sometime soon. So this is episode 2 of Precious Dark. What am I calling it? Weird Secrets is the title of the game, and it's the game that I've written. And I watched the first episode if you want to hear me babble on endlessly about what it's about. But short and sweet. It's an exploration game mainly, and about mutated people who live underground. And we have our fantastic group here, and we're going to get ready to start. The first thing I think we're going to do is a little bit of housekeeping. Mandy's here with us for the first time, and she just got a fresh character, so we're going to do a little bit of work on her character, and we're going to make sure that everybody else's character is set up and ready to go. And then we'll start actually playing the freaking game. So, Mandy.
Yes.
Sarah set you up. Are you seeing your character sheet now?
I was looking at it and then my Hangout crashed, so I'm going to try to open it again and hopefully I won't crash again.
Okay. We'll cross our fingers.
Well, okay, apparently that link is now broken.
Really?
Yep. I don't know what my laptop is doing, but it's having a hard time.
Hang on a second.
Let's see. So
Did you share it, Stacy?
Yeah.
I had sharing permission issues before.
Yeah. Can be a little bit slow. Try that one. The one I did before wasn't actually the sharing link. I just shared the URL, which usually works, but it can be squirrely.
Yeah.
Let's. Computer, what are you doing?
Now, while you're sorting that out, does anybody have any questions? You're supposed to have questions when I say that. Okay. All right. Ooh. Harley Evangelista. That's awesome. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I did a bunch of work on it from after we talked last week, and it didn't save it for some reason, so I had to change.
Oh no, that sucks.
Not a problem. I mean, it wasn't much.
Okay, good.
All right, I've got the page up. It says it's still loading.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let it do that.
You know. All right, so the first thing that you guys are going to have to decide is how you all know each other. I know we talked about it last time, but I'm not sure if we actually decided on something. There was the idea that all of your pets knew each other and met for coffee frequently. There was I think there was a secondary idea there, but I don't remember what it was.
No, all right. I'm having serious technical difficulties. I have to kill the page again.
Okay.
I'm going to restart my computer and see if that helps.
Okay.
Yeah, the one question I was going to ask was how we knew each other. I know we had talked about the pet thing, but I didn't remember if we had decided on anything. The other thing I was thinking of is maybe we have a trade or bartering network, or a part of a that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I like that. I know at one point it was mentioned, since I spelunk and like to guide people around, that perhaps that's how you guys knew me.
Okay, that works. So, in order to actually go out exploring, it's wise to take, a group of people with varied skills, same way that you might if you were doing cave exploring today. So it makes sense that if you guys are a part of some sort of a network, you might be a group of people who happen to have come together because you all have pets that like each other, or, because you met each other while you were out doing stuff, and you all kind of grouped together and decided that you were going to go out into the wilderness together.
I think that makes sense. I think we keep the idea that our pets sort of like have a coffee clutch, but we also, the reason we're adventuring together is because, I don't know, somebody bought some trade good from me, we hired Sarah, you know, we all would have had sort of this commerce kind of connection. That makes sense to me.
Commercially connected.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Did we go through? We went through character introductions last time, right? Okay. So let's talk about where you all live. So you live in Salt Rock City. You can either live in Salt Rock City itself, or you can live on the outskirts in the Green Zone, which is where farms that would actually have animals and greenhouses and stuff like that would actually be. Inside the city, it's a city. It's a pretty well-packed city. There's lots of apartments that are built out of salt blocks, like bricks, salt bricks. That's what I'm thinking of. I actually have a picture on Pinterest somewhere. I should pull it up because there's stuff like this that exists.
I did have a question that I forgot to ask Stacy, and that is, since I have a lab, do I have to wait until I have somewhere to put that lab, or do I have an actual lab right now?
Everybody starts off with a homestead of some sort.
We do, okay.
Yeah, yours is a lab, and I think you get like an extra level to it or something like that because you're a mad scientist. But I forget what I did.
You just said I didn't have to buy it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe everybody else does have to buy it. I don't remember what I decided on that. For this game, it doesn't really matter that much. If you guys have an idea of what you'd like to do, would you all like to live together? Would you like to have separate apartments in the city? Some of you are city people, or some of you are country people, so to speak.
I'm a country mouse. growing my potatoes to make my starch nemesis.
I think I probably live out there as well, where I can be alone and weird all by myself.
I'm pretty sure that Rex would shoot me if I didn't live in the center of a metropolis.
Okay.
I'm totally in the country.
Okay. So, 3 of you are in the country and 1 of you is in the city. Is that what I'm getting?
Mhm.
Okay. Do the 3 of you who are in the country live together, or do you live separately?
I live in my underground lab. Y'all can crash there if you want.
Your underground lab?
Uh-huh. It's underground and underground.
I do like the underground quite a bit. However, I'm probably a day sleeper, so maybe we could work out a timeshare.
You can't be nocturnal when the rest of us are diurnal.
Can't I, though?
How are we going to go spelunking?
I played a nocturnal character.
It's always dark underground.
It's true. I don't know if like that actually works, the diurnal and nocturnal and underground. Well, so how it works, how the city does it is and actually probably in the country is that you actually have light cycles. There's like a period of 8 hours or however many hours the light's on, and then there's a period of however many hours the light's off, and or lowered to a romantic glow at night. So that because humans kind of sort of need that kind of thing.
Romance, I agree.
I'm trying to find a picture of one of the...
Okay. I'll be diurnal, but maybe I'm just a little more pleasant at dusk.
I like it.
Now, is that dusk up above, or is that when they start turning down the lights?
When they start turning down the lights, I'm like, oh yeah, this is good.
It's very happy time.
Party. I know I have something here somewhere, and I just can't find it. Okay, well, never mind then. I'll find it later. That's really cool. The bricks kind of glow a little bit because everything is infused with weird and weird glows. Hello, husband. He came home late because they had auditions tonight.
Sarah, you are crepuscular.
I'm what?
Crepuscular is active at twilight and dawn.
Oh.
Okay. Because I totally thought
PBS.
you were insulting me, and I was just like, where did that come from?
No, a cartoon on PBS. I'm sorry. I knew there was a word for it.
Crepuscular.
Crepuscular.
I kind of like it.
It's not sexy at all, but it's descriptive.
Okay.
It's
I
own
can
charm.
deal with that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay. See, click on me and you'll see what I mean by the
Oh, yeah.
houses
Oh.
made of glowing salt bricks.
I like that.
Pretty.
So that's kind of what everything. Ooh, present to everyone. Do I have to click this in order for the? Interesting. Okay. Well. So that's what people look like in the inside, where they live. However, the only change that I would make to that is that the salt mine has very, very large ceilings, very, very tall ceilings, and I'm like waving my hands around, and you guys can't see me because I'm screen sharing. They have nice tall ceilings, so it's multiple levels. So you see that like have a 3-4 story apartment building and several on a block, and it's a very, very big area that actually the salt mines take up. So Mandy's here and she's good, right? Everything's working?
I think so.
Okay.
I do need the link to the sheet again because every time
Oh, yeah.
I lose the link, which I'm going to print it out before we play next time.
Okay. Here you go. There you go.
Right.
So Sarah gave you a grappling hook because apparently everybody on this team needs to have a grappling hook.
We love grappling hooks.
I didn't want her to not have something the rest of us have.
And a converted bicycle. That's awesome. So I guess you guys are going to be grappling hook around a lot. grappling, swinging around a lot.
And please, change it to suit your needs. I just did some basic shopping, I think. Stuff I knew the rest of us had.
Okay, well, I'm pretty easygoing, so I'll just play it how it is
Cool.
now until I get more of a sense of what the game is like.
I always allow people to move around their stats and to make changes during the first 2-3 sessions. If you find that your character is a little bit different than you expected or that something's not working for you, you can always go in and make those changes, and that's totally cool.
Okay.
So the only question I have for you, Mandy, well, actually I have 2 questions, but the first one is, everybody else has a sentient pet of some sort. Would you like a pet as well?
What kind of sentient pets do they have?
Tell them about your pets. Tell her about your pets.
I have a Jack Russell Terrier named Peabody who is, what do they call it? The bumbling one? Is that the right one? He comes up with these really stupid ideas and he makes all these calculations, and even though they're idiotic, it always turns out right. And so he's like a little bad scientist who gets the right answer.
So I have Rex, the truffle cat. He's a savanna cat who sniffs out precious resources. He rides in a sidecar and is really pissed off that he doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Okay.
I have a capuchin monkey named Maxine who is goes on the same archetype as me, as a cool one, and he has weird craft. I haven't developed as much of him yet, so.
Okay.
And I have Ribbons, the ferret. She is the shy one, and she has both a soothing presence and electroshock. So she is like an electric eel and will shock your ass.
We have a ferret, a cat, a dog, and a monkey. So I have to pick something really different.
And you can get. Did you all get small pets?
Pocket pet.
Mine's
have a
small,
medium.
not a pocket. Yeah.
Pocket or small, and there's also medium and large pets.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna have a albino boa constrictor.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes.
But I
Just
don't.
make sure he doesn't eat all the small and pocket pets, and we'll be fine.
Yeah. We'll probably find other things for him to snack on. I haven't decided yet about personality or anything. Maybe I'll improvise once we start playing.
So everybody has when you make a pet sentient, it gets an archetype, and so there are several different basic archetypes that the people's personalities are kind of based on, and they kind of make sense as to how you see them. So think about it while you're playing. Don't worry about it too much. I'm going to tell you what the list is, though.
Okay.
There's the shy one, they tend to be distrustful of others. They don't speak up a lot, but they also have a deeper proficiency in whatever their chosen talent is. The dense one, which is dumb muscle. The mad one, which is mad scientist. That's what Ethel's character is.
Okay.
The heroic one, which is like Captain Awesome. I'm gonna take everything on and I'm gonna kill everybody. Nobody's a heroic one. The bumbling one, which is no one's quite sure how you manage to get the right answers, even though all the specifics are always wrong, but you still manage to get the right answers, kind of like an Inspector Clouseau kind of character. The clever one, which means you're terribly clever and you know it. Think of the Doctor. Creepy one, you love all things creepy, slimy, and otherwise scary or icky.
Well, that might work for a snake.
Yeah, that might actually work really well for a snake. And the weird one, which is somebody who they're a little bit crazy, and they have, basically they're touched by the weird, and they're the ones who can actually use it kind of as magic. And then there's the cool one.
I think the scary, icky one, the creepy one, or the shy one is kind of appealing to me.
Okay.
So, if I don't have to decide immediately, I'm going to let it float for a minute.
Do it.
The other thing I should probably remind the group of, although I know we're exploring and not necessarily heroic adventures, is that Peabody is a healer. He has healing powers.
Okay.
So just
So you
call
got
on him if needed.
3 healers and 3 people with healing capabilities in the group.
Well, if you count
Mandy's
Peabody.
character is a shaman type healer. Does your character have a name yet, Mandy?
Let's see. I have an app for this, or a website that I go to.
Well, everybody knows each other because you guys are in a trade group together. You go out together to do exploring and trading and bartering and that kind of stuff, so that for safety reasons, the same reason that adventurers do the same thing. And your pets all know each other. They get together for coffee
Without us.
without you guys. Oh my, look at all of the... Okay. Alright, you guys ready to start?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, actually, Mandy, one question. Would your character more likely live in the city or the country?
Ooh, that's a tough one. City.
Okay.
City.
So-
And his name will be Leslie.
Oh, nice. Is that L-E-Y?
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Aha. Okay. So I think we've got 2 boys, 2 girls, and Danielle's character is both. That's awesome. All right. So we know how you all know each other. We know where you all live. That means if you live in the city, Mandy, you live in an apartment.
Cool.
One of those glowy brick apartments. And you guys are getting together for your... Actually, wait, let me back up a little bit. One of you is going to get a tip. I'm going to try to decide who it is. Are any of you traders?
I'm a trader.
Okay. So Harley, you get... One of your contacts sends you a notification of an area that they found that they've actually bartered for it for some of the things that you've sold over time. And this cavern is supposed to be really rich in weird resources, and there's supposed to be lots of animals there, lots of different types of plants and stuff like that, and it's supposed to be really, really interesting, but it's hard to get to, and nobody's really ever been in there because they say that because of so much weird venting out, it's kind of dangerous. But of course, you don't care about danger, do you? Because you're cool. So, you guys can start from there.
Okay.
It's Tuesday, 3 p.m.
Can we get black cards that do that?
Sorry. Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Yes.
You're breaking up, Sarah.
Oh, sorry. I was probably leaning on the cord.
How you sound like...
If you could do that voice all the time,
I know,
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
You do that on command?
I don't even know what I was doing. So.
You're still doing it, whatever
Yeah.
it is.
It's sort of like the Batman voice with an echo.
What, like Bane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting worse, too. You may have to
All the terrible things I can say in this voice. No, I'll restart and join it. Maybe then it'll be okay. Or maybe I'll still be Bane.
Now it's echoing, so it's getting even worse. That's laughing.
All right.
I'm waiting for a viewer to start complaining. Oh, we have 3 viewers. That's awesome. All right, so Danielle, you have this information. I'm assuming you guys are all chilling at home, or maybe you're hanging out in a bar. You guys decide what you're gonna do.
Let's be hanging out in a bar.
Yeah, I think we're hanging out in
You
the
know,
bar.
hey, can I suggest that I am living in a garage or workshop above Charmaine?
Any better?
Yes,
Yes,
perfect.
you sound like you again.
Darn.
You're all good. Bang, bye-bye.
Okay.
My lab is underground, so yeah, you have the little workshop above it that's
Yeah.
actually on the ground level.
Yeah, what do you think?
Makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, sweet. All right, so Danielle, you have that information.
Mhm.
Are you all chillaxing at the bar?
Hell yes.
Oh yeah. All right, good. Role play.
And now we will role play.
So that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, you announce it and then you role play.
If it helps, Rex is like harassing the bartender currently.
The bartender is a spider mutant, so he's got like 4 arms and 4 legs. It makes it better for him to serve. You know, it helps,
Yeah,
right?
well adapted, yeah.
He also has a laser pointer handy.
So are there weird infused beverages?
Absolutely.
Are there like charts to roll on for strange effects?
Not yet.
Okay.
Put
So
that in the notes.
you can make that up, or I can make it up for you.
I like
Oh.
random, so
There will be lots of random tables as I go along. One rule that I should tell you about that you guys should know about ahead of time has to do with weird points. If you see on your character sheet up in the upper top part of your character sheet, it says weird points, and you all start with 3, and you can never go well, you can go below 3, but it's like fate points. When you start a session, it refreshes to 3, no matter unless you have more, and then you can keep whatever you have. You can gain weird points. If I can find the page in the thing that I wrote, I'll tell you. You could gain them in a couple of different ways, and you use them in a couple of different ways. Why am I so wordy?
You're supposed to be.
Oh, okay. Ingesting weird. So there's a whole thing about if you ingest weird, strange things happen, but it's kind of an accumulative effect. So the more that you take over time, the more out of touch with reality you become.
okay.
It's like Jose Cuervo.
Ingesting weird mutations, character generation. How to play? Yeah. Why did I put that so far down? Okay.
And so if we're drinking weird drinks, and I'll volunteer. I mean, I want you to decide what the weird effect is. That's more funner. Do we? How does that affect our weird points, or does it? Or that just
It does. Well, actually, maybe it does. Hang on.
Okay, it does.
You spend weird points in one of 3 ways so far. Whenever you want to use one of your mutations, as a roll, in a roll, you need to spend a weird point. If you're using mutations and you don't need to roll for it, it's not a situation where I ask you to roll, you're just like using your extra hand to get a coffee cup off of the 3rd shelf or whatever, that's just fine. You only have to submit it when you want to use it in a roll. So to use your mutation, you use one. If you want to re-roll an action that wasn't a critical failure, you can spend a point to do that. And you can upgrade a skill, mutation, armor, or damage die for 1 roll. So if it's a D4, it becomes a D6. If it's a D6, it becomes a D8, etc., etc.
Okay.
Now, here's how you gain weird points. You get a weird point if you get a critical fail on an action. And it says we use dice pools, so a critical fail means you rolled all 1s, which would be difficult. People have done it. And if you get a master success on an action, you also get a weird point. And master success is, if you look at your character sheet, and the lower part, you'll see your success or failure. The whole thing is basically, I tried to set up the character sheet as a formula so you know what to roll.
Okay.
So it'll say down there your success or failure. All 1s equals a critical failure. You just count up the total of all your dice. 2 to 11 is you didn't succeed at all. At a 12, you barely succeeded. 13 through 19 means that you got a proficient success. You're very good at what you're doing. And 20 plus means that you got a master success, which means you're freaking awesome and you did it really, really well. And you get an extra. You get to narrate your own success and all this kind of stuff. And you get a weird point. So the weird kind of it takes pity on you when you fail, and it rewards you when you're really, really super duper good at things. And the last way you can get it is by consuming weird.
Oh.
Weird crafters often consume weird to gain a better understanding and to try to convince it to work in their favor, similar to magic. You can only consume as much weird at a time equal to your tenacious bonus plus 1. And of course, the weird has to be available. When you do so, you have to make a weird crafting roll to see if the weird responds to your physiology favorably. So I did actually put that in there.
Cool.
So,
All right.
I have a
Got it.
question actually. So Xavier has one of the weird extraction thingies. Does he get the benefit from that? It's like 1d6 per day. Does he get that at the beginning of a session, at the end of a session, when you kind of feel like it, or what?
Do we have to be like out looking for weird to use that? I have one too, and I was curious about that.
you can either do it one of 2 ways. If you have, well, you don't have a weird farm since you live in the city, so you don't have a direct access to it yet. So that'll be when you're out and about and you guys find weird. You'll be able to set up your. You have personal extraction equipment. Yeah, so you'll be able to set up your equipment and pull weird directly from wherever you're at. If you were to have a farm or something like that, you could pull it up before you left, or at any point in time during a day.
So is it fair to say we have to find weird before we can extract weird?
Pretty
And
much.
that's when we roll, like whenever.
Weird, yeah. So weird comes up through vents in the earth, and it can be found pretty much anywhere. One of the purposes of exploring is usually to try and find new weird vents in order to get new sources.
Got it.
Anything else? What were we just talking about?
Role play.
We were talking about drinking weird drinks.
Oh, that's right. So you guys are sitting around at the bar.
Yeah.
Bartender is slinging drinks all over the place. Every once in a while, he pulls out a laser pointer when Rex gets a little bit too annoying, and
Makes him chase up and down the bar.
along with like half the other cats that happen to be in the, and probably a person or two that actually has cat-like mutations. And
Funny.
You should be
Do
able to
any
just
of
throw
you-
a shiny object and all the cats would chase after it.
shiny object. That sounds like a skill or an ability or something. Do any of you want to make a word crafting roll to see how your physiology handles the weird that you're all drinking?
Yes.
Me too.
All right.
Mhm.
All rolls in this game are done exactly the same. You
Okay.
start out with 2d6, and then you add to it depending on what you want to use off of the rest of your character sheet. You can use one skill, one mutation if you spend a weird point, one genetic trait, and one item bonus if you have one.
So,
So-
I'm sorry. Just to clarify, do skills require a weird point or only mutations?
Just mutations.
So we should roll a
Grab.
2d6, right?
So grab 2d6 and tell me what else you're doing though. The question is, are any of your skills matching up with it? Like for instance, Xavier has Weirdcraft, which that'll be the
Yes.
skill that you want to use. You have a genetic trait. Your genetic traits are actually just bonuses. Sorry, I think I said this.
So we roll
They're actually
2d6
just
and add the
bonuses.
bonus from the trait we choose.
You roll 2d6, add the bonus from your trait you choose, and if you want to use a skill, you add that die too.
So I rolled a 12, and I want to use the clever trait.
Okay, so that brings you up to 14? So 14 is a proficient success. So you successfully drink the weird. It makes you feel all tingly inside. Yeah, and the world around you just kind of glows with kind of a pale pink and purple aura.
Is the weird addictive?
Yes.
Excellent. This is going to be a fun character to play.
Who else is rolling?
I've decided that my snake is going to be a girl named Jaja, like Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Okay.
And she's going to be the shy archetype.
Okay. You have a shy snake.
And we are people watching after I've drank this weird cocktail.
All right, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, I had. Can I use Roll20 to roll the dice?
I think so.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to do 2d6 plus 1d4, and I've not figured that out yet.
Wow. The rolling thing isn't very...
It was really obvious for a second, and then the screen switched. Oh, you have to hit the D20, I think, on the little sidebar on the left.
Weird noise. Oh, yeah. That brings up the die rolling mechanism, but it doesn't let you actually roll multiple dice. It's just roll 1d20 or
Yeah.
1d whatever.
Yeah,
Might-
you can do however of one die, but
You should be able to do it in the chat, maybe.
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah, the Google Dice Roller allows you to choose however many dice you want of the same, of any denomination.
Well, Roll20 also has its own dice roll. It has its own little chat, and in its chat area, you can do the same thing.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah, but what's the
+1
rule list? I'd be like,
So I just did the thing to let you what you're trying to do. You can add different kinds of dice.
Oh, Dice Stream. That's the one that lets you do like multiple.
Yeah, more than one. Okay, all set.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Did you just type /roll, Sarah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
/roll and then the kind of dice you want, and you can put a add sign in between them if you want to do more than one dice.
I'm just testing.
Type of die.
Okay. And all of your dice. Look at that. That would have been a critical fail.
It would have been. I'm glad I rolled my actual dice the first time.
All of your dice explode. So if you get the highest number on the die, you get to re-roll it and add that bonus. Add that to.
Oh, so I rolled like a 6 and a 4. I can re-roll the 6 after. So I get 10, and then I re-roll the 6 and add that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes, sir. I love exploding dice.
Do you get to roll again?
What'd you say?
Because I rolled 2 6s the first time, do I get to re-roll?
Yep, you get to re-roll both of them.
So it would have been different, but okay. Next time I will know.
Okay, so who's getting their mutation? Are they weird? Wait, I'm a little confused. Were we rolling for strange effects, or are we rolling to get?
You're rolling to see if if you are drinking a weird laced drink. You are rolling to see if your body can handle the physiology. If your physiology can handle the weird.
Okay,
If it doesn't, I'll tell you what happens. And Mandy, you actually get one weird point as well because you handled it.
Oh,
Cool.
So do any of our traits apply to this?
That would be. It depends on how you want to deal with it. Mandy used clever, so she smartly figured out how to avoid it. You can use whichever trait you think applies, and I agree to. I would suggest for this, Huff would be a good one to use. Possibly Tenacious. Clever also works. I don't know how alluring would work in that kind of situation.
I was thinking of using strong, like I'm just gonna muscle through it.
You could do that too, yeah.
So I could do either clever or tenacious. So that would make, since I have Weirdcraft, so that would make a 2d6 plus a 1d4 plus 1 if I did tenacious.
Yes.
I don't quite get how the skills play into this. Like, am I using the skill to help me withstand the weird drink? I mean,
in Felicity's case, she has Weirdcraft, so she's already familiar with working with the weird and ingesting the weird and dealing with weird. So she's got a bonus in order to be able to handle that.
Okay, so yeah, my skills are navigation, animal husbandry, and farming. None of that's going to help me drink weird better. I get you.
Unless you can make a really compelling argument, which
Yeah, I can't.
yeah.
But I did okay anyway. I got a 16 total.
Okay, I think I finally figured out, or maybe not. I think I finally figured out how to use this one. So
Dice stream.
yeah. So that gives me. Why did it put me 3? That's weird. 1, 2, plus 1. Now roll. So what's happening?
It gave you 2d6, 2d4?
You do have to hit clear to clear them all.
Oh, okay.
After you roll, hit the clear button, and that'll erase all the previous numbers.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, so that leaves me with a 10. I'm apparently not very
Fail. Okay.
So
That's a failure.
Does anything bad happen to you when you fail to?
Well, it depends on my mood, I think.
I see. I'll be right back.
I think about this a second. So you drink your drink. Xavier drinks his drink and begins to feel queasy for a short little while, and it's hard to tell. There's lots of talking animals around, but you really think the one that's standing on the bar and dancing and glowing purple is probably a hallucination.
Only probably?
Probably. Is that your roll, Daniel? 9?
Yeah, that's a +1 with tenacious, so 14.
14. Okay, so you succeed.
Mhm.
You get the glowy aura effect as well.
I got
I'm sorry. What was that? What was that, Sarah?
Oh, I was just saying I got a 16.
And you succeeded as well. So you got the glowy effect. You see auras, basically.
Mm.
Did Ethel roll?
I did, Stacy. I'm here, but I'm just getting my dinner. I rolled a 16.
Okay.
I mean, a total 16.
Okay. So the only person who failed is the one with Weirdcraft. I think. I don't know. A couple of you,
I have a big weird craft.
Yeah.
So who else is in the bar?
Besides you guys?
Yeah.
It's 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. There's
So it's
there's
full of people.
Yeah, of course. There's a nice little cross section of people who live in the city. Some traders who have come through here and there. It's pretty packed. Well, I would say packed, but it's pretty busy. People are coming in and out, and the bar is pretty much full. Are you guys sitting at the bar, or are you guys sitting at a table?
I would like to sit at a table.
Table.
Me too.
Table.
Okay. So you guys are sitting at a table, and you can see that the bar is full, and the bartender has all 4 of his hands full, and he's moving back and forth, almost skittering behind the bar. It's 3 p.m., it doesn't really matter here what time it is most of the time, but you've got a collection of people from all walks of life. No real farmers because you're in the city, except for maybe, Ethel. Charmaine, rather.
Who was it in our party who had gotten the tip?
That was me.
It's Danielle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the tip again?
Tell people in character.
Okay. So, since I'm cool, I'm just going to say, hey, I got a call. And I take a drink. I'm going to try to be cool. It's going to be a struggle.
You can do it.
And there's someone who's a map person,
Yeah.
Sarah, and did you fail?
No.
You didn't. Okay, so I just pass the coordinates over to you. Because I don't know where the hell that is.
I take the. So do you tell me the coordinates, or do you have them written on something?
I have them written down. Yeah.
I take the paper you handed me, and I start like rubbing it against my mouth. Smells legit, and then I start drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Transferring it onto one of the mini maps I carry around with me.
After we finish our drinks, should we go investigate this tip?
I vote yes. And I'm sort of crawling over Sarah, trying to see what she's doing. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yo, chill. And I'm looking around at all the other people that I know are going to be paying attention to us.
Hi!
And meanwhile, I'm sitting over here going, hey, did you see that over there? What is that? Am I just like imagining that? Is that really? No, that can't be.
Like, describe it. Describe it in a lot of detail.
Tell us what it feels like.
It's creepy. Like, it's purple, but it's not purple, and then I don't know, is that a third arm?
What's wrong with the third arm?
I mean, no offense to anyone at this table with the third arm. I'm just saying it's a little odd to see it waving like that. Normally, third arms kind of sit. Never mind. I'm just gonna have my drink. Thank you.
Can I spend a weird point just to, like, be extra stretchy while I'm drinking my drink?
You can do that without spending a weird point.
Just to be strange for no reason?
Oh yeah, you can do that without spending a weird point. You only have to spend a weird point if you wanted to add to a roll.
I see. Okay.
That is totally going to freak Xavier out, just FYI.
Just really stretchy and flexible. For no reason. Just to show off.
Mandy, what does your character look like?
Sort of like a short, really skinny man with a hunchback. He's just extraordinarily flexible and stretchy, kind of like Reed Richards. His dark hair. Sort of sparse dark hair.
Okay, cool.
A pointy nose.
So, the dancing purple thing with the third arm on the bar is still dancing around, and it jumps down off the bar, and it starts making its way through the crowd. You see little bits and pieces of it as it goes by one person or another person, or a little gap here and there, and then eventually it comes up and it jumps up on your table right in front of you, and Xavier's the only one who sees it.
Holy fucking shit!
You shouldn't talk to your hallucinations. It's not a good idea.
None of you see, but is this like what? Oh shit!
What's wrong with you?
Someone can't handle their drink, apparently.
It's dripping on the table.
You're dripping on the table, dear.
Oh, so I guess because I missed the first session, I don't know what you guys look like.
Oh yeah, tell her what you guys look like. Use the refresher, anyways.
I have my character icon here, but so Xavier is, or excuse me, is pale skin with kind of freaky, like purple blue eyes with white hair. He can glow like lavender in the dark if he so desires. He can use his body to be tattooed as like a canvas and stuff. Right now, because he's drunk, he has a purple tinge. The end.
Oh, it says on my character sheet that I have neon pink hair, like down all over my body. Is that all the time, or is that like a thing that like comes and goes like a power?
That was meant to just be a cosmetic mutation.
Okay, well then I'm short and hunchback and skinny, but I also have pink fur all over me.
Cool.
Because that's what it says on the character sheet. Like a pink version of Beast, I guess, only scrawnier.
Yes!
A mix between Beast and Gollum.
A pink scrawny beast with Reed Richards' abilities.
Mix between Beast from X-Men and Gollum. That's what I look like.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Beast and Gollum.
That's so
Match.
awesome and creepy.
I posted a link to that picture I did of my character.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully this won't crash my laptop again.
And just for the record, if you are sitting next to Xavier, at this point in his drunkenness, he's probably scooting away from you because he's kind of not sure whether you and the purple thing are in league with each other.
I'll, like, wiggle my arms around in front of you just to make it worse.
Ah! I think at this point he's going to ask for another drink.
Am I pinker and purplier now that I have weird in me?
Sure.
Okay.
Does everybody describe themselves? You miss anybody? What's Daniel? What's your character?
Yeah, I have a third arm, 6 fingers on each of my hands, and basically I have no hair but little horns all over that starting to grow down my back. And I can see in the dark. Does that make me the most normal-looking person here?
No.
Possibly.
No, my
I know,
character
Xavier
looks
looks
like
pretty
a normal person, except for she has bright orange hair and pinky purple skin. But other than that, she doesn't have any extra parts.
Xavier looks pretty normal. He's just glows. That's all.
And Echo is covered in soft black fur. Looks a little bit like the little bat in my icon.
Okay. Can I see that? No. I'll use my imagination.
Oh, that's adorable, your little bat in your icon.
He's like, let me go, let me go. Poor little bat. He's so bad.
All right. So we're gonna investigate, right?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Are you gonna get drinks to go?
Yes.
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, I think I'm good for now.
I can't let Xavier drink alone.
Seriously, get 2 to go.
All right.
I mean, you know what? Once you already reach the point where you see purple things dancing on your table, you kind of just gotta accept it and roll with it.
All right. So the location that you're going to is going to take you a few hours to get to. Although that depends on what mode of transportation you guys choose to use.
So is there like a subway system?
Not here. Actually, there is, but that's between Liberty and New Liberty, and that's another part of the country.
Okay.
There are well-traveled walkways, though, and not walkways, tunnels. That's what I'm thinking. There are well-traveled tunnels that are pretty wide for large parts of it. At some point in time, you're going to have to, you end up bending off from the well-traveled area, and there are waypoints along there, too, for camping and getting supplies and stuff like that. But at some point in time, you're going to have to break off from there in order to go to the location on the map.
Okay.
So, Rex is already bitching about having to walk. Will a sidecar fit?
It'll fit up to the point where you actually get to the harder area, and then you'll have to park.
I have my Segway.
I have a scooter that I can fit one person on the back.
Yeah, I have a scooter, so... Vespa.
Are you sure you should be driving?
Yeah.
Y'all are a bunch of wimps.
I'll get on the back of the hallucinating person's scooter if there's room, because that sounds like fun.
Oh God, you're gonna freak him out. What is on my back? Oh my God.
What's hugging me?
Don't look behind you, Xavier. Don't look behind you.
Too late.
And she's pink and furry.
And she has a snake around her.
I don't see anything there.
Shoulders.
Sarah, do you have a vehicle?
I do. I have a electric bicycle.
Okay. So we're our little crew are like just tooling along.
Mhm.
Alright,
Like it.
so
Listen to
Can
your little
the snake share the sidecar, please?
you can drive.
Just because, I'm sorry, having a snake crawling around me while I'm hallucinating and having a pink furry thing on my back, that's one step too far. That's just...
the bridge too far for you, is it?
Oh, yeah, the snake can hang out in the sidecar if Rex is okay with that.
I think Rex is probably not going to put up too much of a fight because Rex looks very edible.
Yeah.
He's just
So
going to sit there and
large.
hiss the entire time.
Well, I apparently have a converted bicycle, so if it's gonna be a problem, I can't bicycle myself.
I'm just saying, if you want to take the risk, you know.
I think you should take the risk.
It sounded like fun, you know.
Yeah, especially because as you're riding along, Felicity, Xavier starts seeing like bats, glowing, multicolored bats that fly from the ceiling of the tunnel and buzz over you constantly, like tons and tons of bats.
Okay, so essentially he's going to be sitting there going, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck.
I'd be like, don't worry about it. They're not real. Don't worry about it.
You got something against bats?
Only ones that are in my face. That are glow. Well, never mind. Everything glows.
Or just for Velvet, I'll be like, go left, go right.
Oh yeah, you need him. You need a navigator because you're completely fucked up.
I think that happened before the drinking ever started. But
Well, I'm just saying. Listen to the little pink furry guy. That's all I'm saying.
that's funny. You know, when you have to start listening to a pink furry guy for navigation, you might want to cut back. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're tooling down the tunnel. Sarah, Echo is supposed to tell us when to turn, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be up front
Mm-hmm.
driving.
All right,
was
In your turbo bike, right?
Yes, that has, purple flames painted on it.
Nice. That sounds really cherry.
Yeah.
All right. So as you go along, unless you continue to drink weird, the bats start to kind of fade off a little bit, and
Phew. Drinking while batty is probably not a good driving while batty, I suppose.
And it's kind of a boring kind of ride. So I'm sure you guys talk about how your days have gone, and catch up on things, and your pets mock each other, or you guys, or chatter and that kind of thing. And then you finally make it to the opening of the cave, and it's really, it's like, it's almost just like a crack in the wall that you're standing next to, and you're gonna have to leave your bikes and all of your vehicles here and very carefully pick your way through.
Are there like places to hide the bikes and stuff so that people don't see that we've kind of crawled into this?
There's some rocks. There's some large rocks and stalag. Which ones are on the ground? The stalactites?
Stalagmites.
The mites come up, the tights go down.
Yeah, stalagmites grow up.
So there's some big ass stalagmites that you could hide it behind, and
It just seems prudent to kind of hide the evidence that we were here.
Are there other bikes and vehicles and stuff strewn about here for other people who come to the end of the line here? Or are
no. The travel way, the weird way, that's what it's called. The weird way continues on to some other city somewhere.
Right, but we took a...
Yeah, you took a little side shoot. So it's kind of like you have like a little... There's like the weird way, and then you have like a little side shoot that you guys went onto, and then from that side shoot is the crack that leads into the crack that you're gonna go.
But nobody else has come this way recently and left their vehicle behind to climb out.
No.
Okay.
You don't see any other vehicles. In fact, it doesn't look like anybody's been here in quite a while.
Okay.
I will hide my bike with the others, but I also take out a rather large piece of cardboard and prop it on the seat of my bike. It says, "I licked every inch of this bike."
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, who's gonna go first?
I'll go first. I know where we're going.
Yeah, it sort of has to be Echo, so she's got the coordinates.
Okay.
And you all trust me.
I think trust is a pretty strong word.
I think you're still high. You guys trust me.
I trust
Oh, yeah,
you.
sure, totally.
But then again, I'm crazy, so...
So it says Stacy's presenting. Do I get to see? Is it gonna work?
If you, I don't know what it looks like from your end. If you click on me, I should be.
It's just
Yeah.
black.
Oh yeah, that's because you have the fog of war.
I don't have an icon. What was I supposed to do? Did I miss a step?
You oh well, no. Oh, you mean in Roll20?
Mm-hmm.
You have to have an account and log in with
Have
your
an account.
I think. And then I don't know. I don't know how I got mine.
Do I need it?
No.
Okay, never mind then. It's fine. I'm not sensitive. I just thought I might need it.
Totally unimportant.
Okay.
Except you're not helping take up part of the screen like we are. Sorry, that may have been a knock on the giant icons they have as default.
Yeah, they are enormous, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
And why do we look like a quilt?
If you haven't set our icon, you can
This
set
is
one.
Amish country. I don't know if you're aware of that. Plenty of Amish.
Sorry.
So is there an image that's loading or something?
There. No.
Okay.
It's fog of war, so
war.
you only see where you are. Okay.
Yeah.
So you make it through the little crack. Echo does first, and you see a very deep pit, so deep that you actually don't know where the bottom is, and there's a ledge that you can walk around it in order to get into a wider opening.
Very, very carefully. Are there like noises coming from the pit, or is it all like silent and cavey in here?
It's silent and cavey.
Is there light in the bigger cave? Is it all glowy? Is it light, or is it just like the...
It's totally dark. You guys have to supply your own light source.
Oh, it's totally dark.
So
Well, guess what? I glow!
Is that before or
Please
after
tell me
those trees?
that Xavier just like yelled that.
So I have like one of those industrial flashlights. I'm gonna turn that on.
Okay.
Can I just glow? Do I have to use a point to glow?
No.
And I have my like miner's lantern around my forehead, strapped to my forehead.
Does Echo actually need a light source, or do you just see?
Well, one of my mutations is seeing in the dark.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
So, you all very, very carefully go around the ledge. Wow, I keep rolling the same number.
If it's a good
That's
number.
better. I like that one. Okay. Let me think about this for a second. You all make it around successfully. I mean, it's thin, but it's not so razor thin that you actually have to roll for it. And when you get past it, that's when you start kind of hearing something from the pit. It sounds. I almost said it sounds like goblins moving furniture. It sounds.
Are we like
Yeah. It sounds like a scratching sound.
So can I?
Can I interrupt with one thing about the Roll20 thing?
Yeah.
If you go to settings, down at the bottom it says player avatar size. You can go to smaller name only. Make it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Let me do that on the settings.
Yep. And it gives you colors just for everybody.
Where is that the little gear icon thingy, or is there?
It's the gear, and it's the very last thing at the bottom there.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, here we go. Small.
There. Oh, that's much better.
There we go.
Awesome. We're now leaving Amish country.
So I take it the purple thing stayed behind at the bar.
Yeah, the purple thing didn't come with you.
So there's a noise coming from this pit. Can I like stretch down with my flashlight and see what's making that scrabbling sound?
That is awesome.
That's very awesome.
Sure you can.
Let me think about this. Do you actually need to make a roll for that? Somebody should probably hold you so that you
Yeah.
don't go tumbling over.
Someone should hold my feet or my
Yeah,
waist or something.
I'll grab onto your ankles while you stretch down there, and plus when I lean over, my light will help too, because I have, what's the range on your industrial flashlight, Mandy?
I don't know. It said like personal size. Yeah, range personal.
Mine's medium, so you can see further with mine, so I'll grab your ankles and hold you and lean over so that my head's pointing down with my medium range light source.
I figured the light source will be wherever my upper body is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll just maybe help. I don't know if you'll be closer to it than I am.
All right.
This has no potential for trouble whatsoever.
Trouble's where all the fun is.
I think I'm going to require a roll or two for this one to make sure that you guys actually stay there. But let's make it simple. Well, actually, do you have? Yeah. No, let's do the normal roll.
I have nimble. I don't know if that will help.
Yes, that will definitely help. Nimble for you and strong for Charmaine.
I've got a 3 in nimble and a 1 in strong, but that's okay.
And any skills, if you think that your skill and Mandy, you can also spend a weird point if you want to use your bendy mutation.
Tenacious help?
What?
Tenacious or nimble? Probably nimble more.
Nimble,
So.
yeah, definitely nimble.
Okay, and yeah, I got that extra weird point earlier, so why not use it? So you're gonna have to.
Did I get a weird point? I can't remember when I was 16.
Oh, everybody who succeeded got 1 weird point.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot about that.
So I roll 2d6 plus 1d4, add the nimble as a bonus, and then what does the weird point do? Is that just an extra?
That's just you spent it so that you could use your mutation.
I see. Okay.
And I have to roll on tough. I mean strong, right?
Right.
All right. Let's get.
She doesn't weigh very much. She's little. Tiny little thing. So if I roll a 6 on my explode, do I roll it again?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I have a 9 total.
And I have a 16 total.
Okay.
I might have just failed this.
You did.
But I still got you. I'm holding on to you, so you can't fail too bad.
So yeah, you're not going to fall into the pit. So, there's at least that.
Just the stretching is not really being controlled, I guess.
Yeah, it's really kind of hard to hold on because he's like, Leslie is like all over the place. It's like he suddenly lost the ability to use his limbs the way that he wants to. Might have had something to do with the drink earlier, maybe.
Oh, man.
It's kind of hard to tell, and I mean the light is kind of moving around as he moves around as well, and down at the bottom of the pit, which is really, really far down, I'd say probably, let's see, far enough that actually the light doesn't completely penetrate all the way down to the bottom. Even when you're all stretched out and even while waving around. But at one point, as you're swinging about wildly, you actually kind of get a flash of what looks like an eye.
Ooh.
Eep.
Oh, I think Mandy liked that.
I'm frozen, guys. I'll be back.
Okay.
Because I couldn't hear it. You were breaking up. I'm going to just restart my browser.
Okay.
I'll be back in.
This is where I wish I knew how to edit these kind of things so that I could like take out all of the technical difficulties and such.
Well, I've been told I'm no longer allowed to volunteer for stuff, but I can tell you that editing takes a lot longer than you think it will.
I'm sure. Well, I think it would take forever because I have no idea how it even.
When I made that card game in Roll20,
Yeah.
oh my God, I had to make each and every card, and it took a really long time. I finally got the whole deck built, and it worked great, but building the deck, that was labor intensive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, Google Hangouts is crashing on me,
I can hear you.
and my kill page button.
Hold on, Mandy. I'm gonna switch to the other internet.
Yeah, you switch.
But also, if you lower your bandwidth, you might be able to get.
I can't do anything right now. It's my frozen.
It'll probably do a little in a second.
Okay. Well, since I can hear you, I can just going.
That was weird.
That was weird. Speaking of weird things. Try talking again, Mandy. Oh, did we lose her entirely now, I think? I wonder if I kicked her out, if it would help. Mandy, if you can hear me, I'm going to kick you out, and it doesn't mean anything. Oh, she made it out. Okay.
This is your compassionate kick out of the day.
Tough love.
We love you. That's why we're kicking you out.
We're staging
No.
with the computer.
And now there's like all this tension because there's an eye.
I know. You saw an eye.
Perfect timing, right?
While we're waiting, I have a question. My Hangout keeps on going to where I only see your profile picture and not the live feed. Does anybody know what that's from?
I have my camera off.
Bandwidth, maybe?
We have, we have Wi-Fi. It's, I don't think that's.
Well, it might be not your bandwidth, but the internet bandwidth. Maybe? I don't know.
So, are you talking, because I have my profile pic up, because when you turn your camera off, it automatically defaults to your profile
No,
pic?
everybody is. The little icons at the bottom is everybody alive, but the large ones are not. Not a problem. I thought somebody might.
Oh, well, I've got currently I'm presenting and screen sharing. I don't know if that changes that.
No, when it goes to Felicity or Sarah, it does the same thing.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Really weird. I see them normally, so it's
Okay.
not.
By the way,
it's my problem then. It's fine.
Who knows? Crazy.
Stacey, I don't know if it works this way in your not screen sharing, but if you open the D20 thing, it shows the window there, like not your screen, but like the actual like mappy thing with icons and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the problem is that it doesn't actually broadcast that.
Ah.
So yeah, we could be talking about it and other people won't be able to see it, which kind of sucks. But so this is the only way that the rest of the world can see it, and I hope that they're not seeing my icon flashing up. The
That's
4
weird.
viewers that we have.
Yeah, I learned that by having like a 4-hour game where it's me and the players and we keep talking about stuff and you can't see what we're talking about.
Yeah, the same thing happened when I did Tessa card game thing.
Oh
We were
yeah!
playing a card game and nobody could see the card game, and so that was really horrible.
Wow.
I didn't know that there was a solution, so now we know.
1 second. My husband is watching Doctor Who in the other room. I think he turned it up to 11.
No, Doctor Who went to 11.
Doctor
Did
Who
you
always
tell-
goes to 11.
Did you tell him we're gaming in here? Has he no respect?
Well, we'll be in our Tuesday night games and he'll forget that I'm on or something, and he'll just start like watching something on his computer and it'll start playing. Be like, honey. Oh, okay.
That's so funny.
At least he hasn't like walked by in his underwear or anything like that yet.
I think we'd get more viewers.
Yes, we have no problem with that.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
My husband did volunteer for that. I declined.
That's too funny.
Sit back there naked.
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 Jaybird.
I could have my little 3-year-old run by with his bare bum.
That might not be as viewer inducing.
Yeah.
That might be open us to lawsuits or arrest or something.
So while we're waiting, Danielle,
Yes.
I keep not hearing what kind of monkey your pet is.
Capuchin.
Capuchin.
They're smart. They're like the smartest monkey in existence. They use tools. They're like freaky smart.
They're tiny too.
Most of the service monkeys.
Oh, they're the cute
people are
ones.
capuchins. Yeah.
Okay. I am. I probably shouldn't say this online, but I have a slight incredible fear of monkeys. So we'll see how that goes here.
That's okay. I have like a super fear of snakes, and one's sitting in my goddamn sidecar.
I have that thing about monkeys too. I'm not really afraid of them, but I kind of hate them because I heard the story over and over again when I was a kid about how when my dad was 2, a pet monkey got loose and it tore his face all up. He had scars.
Oh,
Really? Oh, that's terrible.
I know, and I was saying monkeys. I'm like, monkeys.
I once reached into a chicken nest to pick up an egg and realized that I was trying to pull it out of a snake's mouth.
Oh, that's pretty creepy.
I don't know which one of us was more freaked out, but I screamed and it ran.
Slithered.
Oh, yeah.
It actually ran. It kind of got up and went, and the egg, the slobbery egg, was behind, and I did not want to touch it. And
You're like grossing me out just hearing you talk.
Wow.
You're giving me the creeps. Oh, that's great.
I have many, many snake stories, and they all add up to one person who like it's not even like I dislike them. It's like a atavistic thing. Like if I see a picture of a snake, like my skin crawls and I get goosebumps and like I want to run the hell away.
Oh.
Yeah. Cockroaches.
Yeah, that kind of feeling. Yeah.
I purposely, we've been to a couple of places that have those giant hissing cockroaches. And I will purposely get close to try to, no, it doesn't work.
No.
You're trying
Even
to like
behind glass,
horrible.
I know they're encased. It doesn't work.
There's actually a fair amount of evidence that in things like that, desensitization therapy actually makes things worse.
Oh wow.
I will stop doing that. Thank you. And it all stems from going to school in Missouri and having cockroaches like sitting on a couch behind me and stuff. So.
Oh, God.
What part of Missouri?
Cape Girardeau.
Okay. I was just like, wait a minute. There were no cockroaches in my schools in St. Louis, but okay.
Yeah. No. Cape.
All right.
Kind of makes sense now, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, Cape. But it does make sense.
Yeah.
All right. And the only other thing I was wondering is I never got your name. Your character's name.
Who?
You.
Danielle.
Me?
Oh, Harley Evangelista.
Great name. Well done.
Is.
Harley because I wanted something that was kind of androgynous, and Evangelista because my mom's old doctor. It's such the coolest name, and it kind of sounds a little bit like Evangelion, and
I love that name. It's cool.
I like it.
Like Linda Evangelista.
But not.
Okay. Thank you. I was just I was trying to fill out my notes, trying to figure out what everybody is.
I would never name a kid Harley. I don't think. I think that sounds like a name for a pet. But
I had a pet rat once named Harley.
see, that's cool.
Yeah. She's black too, so it was very fitting.
My brother's best friend his last name is Harley. It's like, is that the coolest last name ever?
Yeah.
Everybody could just call him Harley. I mean, perfect last name.
It's definitely good.
There somewhere in the world is someone named Harley Davidson.
Oh.
I don't know.
Parents are
is
so
his dad
cool.
something like, Robert Roberts?
Yeah. Well, or like Kanye's baby Northwest.
Yeah.
Somebody has a baby named Pilot. Who is that? Is that Nicolas Cage?
I thought he named one of his kids after Superman's dad. Kal-El?
Yes, I think.
Kal-El is Superman. Jor-El is Superman's dad. I'm not a nerd.
Well, it's either Kal-El or Jor-El. It was one of the two. I think it's Kal-El, though.
Kal-El is Superman's Kryptonian.
Superman. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you
All right,
say
so-
Kal-El is Superman's attorney?
Superman's attorney?
Is that what you said?
Real true name, I think she said. Real
True
name?
identity.
True
Kryptonian.
identity. Yeah.
Okay.
Kryptonian.
Yes, thank you. I mean, I don't know anything about Superman. I just was like, no, it can't be that he's his attorney.
What did I miss?
Nothing yet. As you were, since you didn't hear this before, as you were swinging down there, one of those times your light managed to catch the glint of a very large eye, but it's very far down there.
A really big eye?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to wiggle my way, flail back up, stretch back, and tell them that there's a giant eye down there. We should probably just keep going.
I agree. I don't necessarily want to go hunting the giant eye.
Yeah.
All right, so there's only
Okay.
one direction you guys
Harley's
can
gonna
go in.
say. Harley's gonna say, yeah, giant mouth.
So
Giant eye, giant mouth.
essentially, the eyes have it.
Or giant eye, tiny mouth. Like big, vulnerable spot in tiny little mouth, maybe? But I'll go with you guys.
Could be a watcher.
Could be.
That's the noise you're hearing.
Oh.
I think he's trying to get out. Maybe he's going to come after us.
Yeah, let's go this way. I think the coordinates are this way, so we should totally go this way.
Okay, I'm right behind you. Lead
All
on.
right. And I will walk a little fast.
Mhm.
Okay, so you guys continue along along this corridor that's fairly boring. It's mostly slate, the sandstone. The ground itself it's fairly easy to walk on, but there's lots of rocks and stalagmites sticking out, and there's stalactites above too. Occasionally there's like a kind of a crystal formation, but it looks like it's still crystalline. And you walk down this kind of this area that you see here that's got this kind of like biggish corridor to this tiny little corridor. And as you get to the end of this, it looks like it opens up a little bit more, but you start to see kind of a very, very faint glow coming from the left. Coming from the left from where you guys are.
So as we're walking, does this corridor seem normal for what we're used to in these kind of caves?
Pretty much, yeah. It's pretty standard.
Okay.
Am I still drunk?
No, you've started to unless you continue drinking for some reason, you've managed to.
I just need to know whether I'm falling on my ass every third step or not, so that I can successfully roleplay that.
Well, that's up to you. Did you take that to-go drink, and are you still working on it? It's been a couple hours.
Maybe.
You don't know?
I think she just doesn't want to say.
You've been sipping on it for a while. You're not sure if it's actually liquid anymore, or if you're just sipping air.
You know what? Matter is a flexible thing. Who knows if it's actually alcohol anymore? It could be whatever. We're just going with it.
All right, yeah. It's kind of hard to navigate if you're drunk.
So glowing to the left, we should go left then.
It does look like the best way to go.
Okay. So you guys head to the left-ish.
Mhm.
And you start seeing the areas kind of opening up a little bit, and still kind of bland. Except as you get towards the end here, you see what looks like a giant crystal formation. Think about it. It's about 2 stories high, and it's green and has somehow been broken and is laying on its side and all over. There's bits and pieces of it here and there. Kind of more or less blocking your way, although there is enough room to go around it.
A giant broken green crystal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick up some green crystal shards and put them in my pack.
As you guys get closer to here, you start to see, while you're picking up the crystals, and as you get closer to it, you start to see what looks like a blue mist coming out of the pit that you're next to. And it's those of you who can sense weird, sense weird.
And because I can sense weird, I'm going to wait till she touches it before I do anything.
Wow.
It's weird too. But on the other hand, I want weird. I need
There's weird sense on my character sheet, so yeah. Okay.
You gonna investigate closer?
Yes.
Before going closer, I'd like to look up.
Good idea.
That's very wise, looking up.
I never set traps for my players that come from above.
Never.
Maybe.
Well, it just looks like there's a lot of stalactites, and you can see that there's actual bats, not hallucinatory bats, that are up there sleeping. And
Do they smell anything?
the bats?
No, the us. The us.
What does it smell like in here? It's kind of dank.
Anything unusual, let's put it that way.
You kind of smell dung.
Ooh.
Bat dung?
No, like from a bigger animal dung.
Like a giant eyeball possessing animal?
Yeah.
See, this is why I ask. This is need to know information.
But the crystal didn't fall from above. Do we see where it came off?
It was actually rooted into the ground. It came out of the ground, jutted out of the ground
Does
at some
it
point
look
in time.
like
and
the crystal was broken from the inside out, like something burst out of inside it?
Great.
Is that what it looks like?
Mm-hmm.
Let me consult the oracle.
Like it was like an eggshell crystal?
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like.
Oh, not good.
All right, let's keep going.
Wait, I want to do a little mining.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you have a choice here. You see ahead of you that there's more glowing. You can't quite make out everything that is glowing, but there's something that's glowing to the right of you, and there's something that's glowing to ahead of you. It looks like that pit. There's a pit next to it, and based on the glowy, well, no, actually, there's just a pit there. You don't know what's past it unless you move forward and look.
Well,
So can
We've got
I
glowing-
gather my weird buds while I may, you know, and
So yeah, you can set up your weird. It'll take you about half an hour to mine your 1d6 of weird.
okay. Well, I'll set up my equipment here, and I'll tag along with the party while we do some more exploring, and then I'll need to circle back.
Okay.
I think I will join in that that process.
Okay.
So do we just roll now?
Yeah, roll your d6.
Oh man, I only rolled a 2.
I got a 2 too.
So you both are going to get 2 cubes of weird.
your weird is your currency. It's your power source, and it's your magic source essentially, and it's sentient. So you have when you actually farm weird, it's the device that you use actually forms a telekinetic bond around the gas and makes it into a glowing cube that looks exactly like an Energon cube if you've ever seen Transformers. Or that kind of a nerd.
Hey,
Wrong kind of nerd.
Hey, I'm that kind of a nerd. I mean, that's where I got the idea from. So.
I'm gonna abstain from committing.
I'm an undeclared nerd at the moment.
Yeah, you don't know whether or not you knew that reference? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just gonna not incriminate myself.
All right, which direction are you guys going to go?
Well, lead on, Miss Coordinates.
According to my map, where are the coordinates that I marked down?
Were about where the entrance was.
Oh.
So you've gone past where the exact coordinates were, and you don't actually have a map for this part of the caves. So I'm assuming somebody is cartographing.
Oh yes.
Can I ask, Danielle, what's your character's name again?
Harley.
Harley, thank you. We just were talking about it. So, Harley, what was this tip? We're wandering around this cave. A tip to
Big
get...
cave. Cool stuff.
Yeah, cave's cool. What did the guy tell you we'd find here?
Cool stuff.
We came all this way for cool stuff? Okay. Carry on.
Well, you're getting some weird, right?
Okay. Lots of cool stuff.
Oh, lots of cool stuff. Okay. I'm in.
So Xavier would like to put in a vote for going anywhere the eye thing isn't.
I think there's probably lots of eye things. Because if there's more of these green crystals, there's maybe like eye things that haven't been born yet.
Yes. They will spawn, I'm sure, as we go on.
It's possible that there's a giant mother eye creature as well.
I'm going to be like crazy because, I am crazy. And I'm just going to walk right over to the edge of that pit and put my head down and shine my 40-foot light down there. What do I see?
I'm sorry. This is going to go so well.
You look down into the pit, and it's really, really super duper deep. So all you see is dark with the blue glow of the weird completely enveloping you. And I want you to make the same roll that you made when you drank your weird.
It's a shame no one got a flying pet.
I fail. I have 7.
I thought about it for a second, but I
Seems
thought
kind
a
of cool.
bird would be a little fragile if we're like crawling around in caves.
Somebody had a bat once, I think, and it was a bumbling one, so that was actually pretty fun. They'd send the bat off to go and check something out, and the bat would just like come back and say, What'd you want me to do? I forgot." Like, what was over there? I don't know, there's stuff. Oh, and then it got stuck in things all the time. That was the other thing it did. So, you're enveloped in this blue glowing weird as you're looking down. It's like all up in your face and everything, and you can't really see anything down there, except for it looks like there's this giant white blob that's staring back up at you.
Does it have a giant eye?
No, it doesn't have any eyes. Actually, it's like its eyes were sewn shut at some point in time.
Ugh.
And it says, Charmaine, Charmaine.
That's bad.
And I say, what?
Go further. Jump.
Can I?
Yeah. I'm gonna try and
So what you guys just saw actually is Charmaine's leaning over and looking into the pit, and she just suddenly said, "What'd you say? What?"
yeah, what? No, what?
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 Can I hear them?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know
Okay,
if I was
I'm gonna go and grab Charmaine at the waist of her pants
Yeah.
and pull her back in because
Totally.
the leanie is getting a little over. I'm gonna pull her back.
You get suddenly really, really queasy as she pulls you back.
Ugh.
Let's-
Guys, there's a giant white thing down there,
Like a worm?
like a blob.
Does it have a third arm too?
It doesn't have any arms. It doesn't have any eyes, but somehow it stared at me with no eyes.
Are you sure you haven't been sipping on my drink?
Nope. Sober as a judge.
Let's keep pushing forward and see what else is in here.
All right,
And
which way do you guys
bar
want to
punch.
go? Right or left? Right or basically forward, I guess.
I think
I'll-
forward.
Harley, you say, try that way.
That way on the map.
Straight.
around the pit.
You guys go around the pit. There's something glowing off to your right, but you can't quite tell what it is. And ahead you see a couple other... Hey, don't do that. Where's the wrong thing? Where's the right thing? There it is. Sorry. You see another pit, another couple of pits, and then there's on this third one, there's some pink weird coming out of it.
Hmm.
I like pink things. I'll go up to that one.
Is different color weird typical, or is it unusual to see all these different colors?
It's very typical. The weird a lot of times reacts to the emotional state of the people that it's around. And this weird hasn't really been around any people, so it's kind of free-floating, so to speak.
Okay.
It's pure.
And as you get to the last pit where you see all of the weird, you start seeing something that is lumbering out of the darkness. It's more like it's slowly gliding out of the darkness.
Ooh.
Xavier yelps because Rex just jumped up his back with all the claws in.
I'm going to hide behind a stalagmite and turn my flashlight off.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm sorry.
And then I'm going to wait and see what this gliding thing does.
I'm gonna crouch down and pull out my blowgun.
Okay.
I think once Rex quits digging his claws into me, I'm going to see if I can get my Gauss rifle out and hide somewhere.
Okay. Everybody's hiding? Is anybody not hiding?
I don't think I'm hiding, although I probably should, but I'm crazy. So
Imagine you guys are hiding on the wall side of the pits,
Wall
considering
side.
from the other direction.
I'm gonna grab Charmaine by the back of her pants again and pull her into a crevice. Giant snail. That's awesome.
A giant snail comes kind of snailing out of... What do snails do?
They crawl. They leave slime trails.
Leaving a huge slime trail behind it that's like, I mean, this thing is like 10 feet tall. Its shell is all sorts of different swirling colors. It's obviously been infected with lots of weird, and actually it's heading right for one of those pits as if it wants to feed on more.
as if what? I didn't hear what you said.
It wants to feed on more.
If it's all infested with lots of weird, is the slime trail that it leaves weird infested as well?
Yes, it is.
Might it have odd, like,
Property?
alchemical properties.
Mhm.
It might.
Destructive
It might.
kind of properties, even?
Can I try to collect some? I probably have some empty containers in my pack.
It's like, yes, you can collect the snotty, like,
I want to wait
slimy.
for the. I want to wait
thing.
for the snail to like not be around though.
Oh, I actually want to take my dagger and chip off a piece of the shell.
Whoa.
So you're gonna
Can
approach
I
it.
engage that snail?
Well, once it passes me.
You're going to
It's-
sneak up behind it? Ooh.
Well, off to the side because the tail is behind it. So.
Okay. Well, I'm not judging. I'm just like...
Yeah.
I'm just surprised.
I'm not judging, says the mad woman.
It comes to a stop right in front of that final pit that you see there, that kind of where it is right now on the map.
Mhm.
And it sticks its little kind of, not little, there's nothing little about this thing. It sticks its head and its tentacles down kind of partially into the pit that it sees there. And you hear kind of a crunching sound as it starts to actually eat the weird infused rock that's there, making the pit slightly bigger as it does so.
Thing.
So, how do we tame a snail?
You devise a role for it. Somebody here has animal husbandry.
I do.
You could attempt to use that in order to
Let me look at my character sheet.
tame the
could-
snail.
We could totally ride that snail everywhere.
Yeah, I can do this. So I leap forward and I put my hands up in the air like I'm commanding the universe.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my how does this work? So I can use a skill. Do I get
Yeah.
Is there a way for us to help her make, like, can we add
yeah, I can
if we have complementary skills?
Yes, if you have a skill that could help her out, you can give her that die, and she'll make the roll.
Mm.
And it'll be like
I
her
have-
helping out.
I have a D6 in the animal husbandry. Am I rolling 2D6 plus D6?
Yeah, so you've got 3d6.
Okay.
If you
Your
want,
translation brain actually might help you talk
Deep snail.
snail if you want to spend a weird point.
Yeah, and you got a D4.
I have Jack of all trades, which is a D8.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna lasso the big snail, and then I want you to hang on to the lasso while I throw my hands up in the air to command the universe. Got it?
Which one of us? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you with the Jack of all trades.
There.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lasso the big snail, hand the lasso to who was I talking to? I'm looking at my
Xavier.
Xavier. Does he roll for this to see how well he holds onto the lasso?
Well, let's see what her roll is first to see if she even manages to get it lassoed.
So I roll 2d6 plus 2d6.
2d6 plus 1d6 for your animal husbandry.
No, I have 2d6 in animal husbandry. No.
Oh,
Okay.
no, you just have 1d6.
No, I have d6. That's
Right.
right. Sorry. Okay.
So,
I get. Whoa.
3d6 plus, if you want to use translation brain, it'll be d4.
Okay.
And you're using Felicity's Jack of all trades, so you add a d8.
Oh, I roll the d8 or she
Yeah.
rolls the d8?
No, you roll it.
Oh.
If you succeed, she'll roll to hold on.
Let me get a
Maybe.
D8.
We'll see how it reacts. And then you were going to add your clever to that.
Oh, excellent! Because
Nice.
I have a good score in clever.
I can't wait to tell people that I spent my night lassoing a snail
A giant snail.
that pokes weird stuff.
Too bad it's not a giant racing snail.
Ah, where's the d8? D12.
You could just use the app.
Yeah, you can do that too. But there's magic in rolling actual dice.
Yeah, I kind of like to roll dice, but if I can't find a D8 here in about 3 seconds, I will. There it is. There we sink to the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to roll all these dice. 3d6, a d8, and a d4. And I got two. Oh man, I rolled 2 6s out of all of that. Let me add this up. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
God damn.
27, 28, 29.
Okay.
You might want to rethink that mechanic. That was a little too easy.
Well, it's not always that easy.
Oh, actually, I'd have to roll one more d6, but I'll stop now. At 29.
After the last group, I actually almost lowered the numbers because they were having such a hard time actually succeeding.
Yeah, I was just lucky then.
Yeah, you were very lucky. And well, and plus you had an extra D8 and all sorts of stuff. And you used your mutation, and et cetera, et cetera. So anyways, that is a master success, which means that, number one, you don't have to spend that weird point because you get one back.
Oh, cool.
And number two, that means you get to narrate your own success.
Okay. So, this snail takes his, he heads over to me, and he takes his little feelers or antenna or whatever they are, and he snuggles me a little with them. And he gives me a great big snail smile, like like the edges of his little body curl up to make a smile.
Oh
and
my God.
Yeah, he sort of like puts his head down so I can get on top, and I saddle up and hang onto his feelers, and we're riding around in circles around the pit.
Are the rest of us allowed to climb up on your pet snail?
I beg pardon?
Can the rest of us climb up on your pet snail?
Yeah, come on, guys. He loves us.
Cool. I am totally climbing up on the snail.
I am so amused.
I am going to, with great deliberation and some reluctance, climb up on the snail.
Okay. I want you to remember that you have a snail and you live in a city made of salt. But you don't have to worry about that right now.
You can stay at my place.
So what you're saying is that I should have wiped my shoes off.
Oh.
He's a really, really big snail compared to us, right? I don't think we're going to do that much damage to him with the salt dust on our shoes.
Yeah, just make sure you don't take him home with you, or make sure he goes home with the mad scientist at least.
Onwards on the snail.
Where'd my D20 window go?
So
you're just riding in circles around the.
Right now we're riding in circles. I'm not sure I know how to like use reins, but I'm like pulling on one feeler and then pulling on the other feeler, like trying to make him go the way I want.
It's not like you pulling on his feelers.
Oh, sorry, snail.
Maybe you could just like tap him on the side that you want him to go.
Like a horse, I can just sort of tap him with my what do you call that? Heel.
Or maybe get something that is sort of like exuding weird and like hold it out on like a fishing pole ahead of him.
Oh, that's an excellent idea.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
All of the rocks around the area look like they're kind of glowing weird, or there's another hulking shape off in the distance that's also glowing. Well, not very far in the distance. It's only about.
Hulking
So
shape.
we do have a
Just adding
grappling
light.
hook, so presumably we could tie something to the grappling hook and kind of dangle it.
Grappling hooks like about this long? Aren't they just like a handle with?
But you have to have a rope for it.
Yeah, you have to have the rope for it. Oh, and a lot of you have climbing harnesses and rope, I think, too.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, well we can rig something up.
you have a maker amongst you, correct?
Yeah.
The maker could roll to make a makeshift bridle/saddle kind of situation.
How do I do that?
Roll 2d6 plus, what do you have?
I have a hammock you could use.
Yeah, I have the cliff hammock, cliff cabana.
It probably has like a rod or a stick or something that would be sturdy enough to actually.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's actually kind of bendy because it's like
Yeah, but that
carbon fiber and stuff. Yeah, and there's plenty of rope because you have to. A cliff cabana needs rope.
sure.
What the hell is my? Oh, there it is. Okay. Too many windows open.
So I have actually a question. Since Rex is a truffle cat, could he possibly sniff at what's off in the distance?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so can I send him like 6 inches closer so that he can sniff?
Yeah, he kind of takes a couple steps closer, then looks back at you with a very questioning glance.
I'm like, go on, boy, go on, you got it.
He takes a couple more steps forward and kind of sniffs into the darkness.
Anything there? Anything you recognize?
He becomes suddenly alert and then runs back to you and climbs up your leg and onto your shoulders.
Ouch.
And he says in your ear, "There's another one of those things over there."
What are those things?
These snail things.
Snail.
Ah, not the worm things, not the eye things, the snails.
Yes,
Okay.
the snails. That's what I said, the snails.
Is it a boy snail or a girl snail?
I don't know.
Well, if we get a matched pair, we can make baby snails and sell them.
I didn't
Or
look.
we can have an epic snail battle.
I mean, we could have a snail per person.
Dude,
What?
snails don't do it like that.
How would he know?
How do they do it?
They're like me.
What?
They're intersex.
Oh.
You're like you.
So it doesn't matter. We could just get the other snail. And maybe they'll like each other.
By the way, I give Rex a little pat and tell him he's a good truffle cat.
He purrs
Yay.
loudly.
Not so yay, that was in my ear.
God damn it, where's the D20 window now? Two of them name the same thing. It's impossible to find the right one.
So,
So what do you want to do?
Shall we continue on? Shall we go towards the other snail?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're taking your snail towards the other snail.
Are we gathering snail goop first?
Yeah, I'll get a little.
Hmm.
I'll get some.
I still take a chunk off of Snail Charlie here.
Oh.
Hey, watch it.
Just, you know.
Is that snail pooping?
Is that a big purple crystal?
Yes. The other snail happens to be chowing down on this big old mass of purple crystals that are all going in different directions and that are only slightly smaller than the snail itself. And from the purple crystals is another stream of weird that's coming up and up and hitting the ceiling and going across in kind of a glowy mass that's revealing some the shapes of not only the stalactites above but some of the sleeping bats that are up there.
So, can I use my weird craft to like do something useful?
You can use it to do whatever you want as long as you can justify it to me.
Well, I mean, it's like so there's all this weird here. Weird is useful for money. Can't I like convince it to like follow me around or something so I can take it home and sell it?
It's not quite that agreeable.
I'm just saying. I mean, you know.
You can ingest it and then try to convince it to do pretty much anything.
Ooh.
Well, people mine it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can she like convince it to go in the cube shape? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I think you could give that a try. It would take the thing is that the only thing about that is that it would take you longer to do that than it would if you just used your extraction thing, which is happily humming along at the first pit.
Yeah, but it's back there doing that thing, and this is
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, so you could get one, in 10, 15 minutes if you make your roll and succeed.
Okay, so I would roll Weirdcraft, right? Plus maybe Mind over Matter.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so that gives me a 2d6. Okay, so I'm going to put 2d6, a d4, and I'm clever, so that's 3, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, a d4, a 2d6, and Mind over Matter is another d6, so that's 3. So I shall roll. Not sure what that. Oh, I thought it was adding a plus. So sorry. Let me clear that.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Roll fake dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 2d6 plus a d4 plus d6 roll, then plus 3 on top of that. So that's
Correct, and you can re-roll at 6.
it's supposed to explode dice. Yeah. So.
Oh, it did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I have 3 plus my extra 3, so that's 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus is 17, 21.
Did it give you a total at the bottom? Dice
No.
counter? Oh, okay.
Sorry, no, I'm sorry, I lost count. Hold on.
Well, it's more than 20, so.
Yeah, you got a master success. You don't have to count it past that.
Okay, so what did I get out of it?
You get a weird point, and you get to narrate your own success.
Okay, so I used a weird point, so I'm just equal, but I get a weird cube, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I walk up to the cloud and I kind of start humming back and forth and glow a little bit and wave my hands and I'm making little shapes around and the weird gets kind of fascinated with it and so the more of the shapes I make, the more the weird swirls around to it and finally when it's all there in one place, I clap my hands and make a weird cube.
Awesome.
Nice.
And while he's doing that, your snail is moving closer to the other snail.
Yes.
So,
Hey, snail friend, I'm here.
I think our extraction equipment is going to be ready in about 11 minutes. Is that right, Stacy? It was like 1:45 when we left it there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's about 30 minutes, so however long it's actually. Oh, wow, it's
another
after
10
8.
minutes. Huh?
It's after 8.
Yeah. So I'm going to hop down off of my trusty riding snail, and I'm going to climb up on that that crystal thing and look down inside if I can and try and see what kind of process created this broken crystal.
This one's not broken. This
Okay,
one is
I'm going to look down in there and see if I can see anything inside, since we think that the one back there actually spawned something and it burst out of it. I'm going to see if I can detect any nuclei or anything like that with my academic science ability.
Okay, make a roll.
Okay. Why did I put my dice away? What the hell was I thinking? I don't know either. Like, oh, I don't need dice anymore. This is easy to get by. That's 4. Let's see what I can add to it. Do I add my clever to that?
What are you doing again? Yes, you add your clever to that. That sounds good.
Yeah, no, I fail.
Yeah, it
Oh, wait, can I use, since I'm looking for an animal or a being, can I use animal husbandry for that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so wait a minute. That's 4 5, 6, and I get to roll another d6. 7. I still fail. Okay, well, I looked around. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, you don't see anything. It just looks like glowing crystals. There's nothing obvious. If there was something not obvious, you
I didn't
have no
see it.
idea.
Yeah.
Could I use my weirdcraft on it?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I would like to roll for that, which would be my 2d6, right, plus my weirdcraft, which is a 4. Then roll that, and that's plus clever, because I'm a clever little son of a bitch. That's 6 plus 3, that makes a 9. Blech.
Unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'm going
it's-
to try to do my weird craft on it.
Okay.
What are you guys trying to do weird craft on it to do?
They're
See what
investigating.
More of those eyeball creatures are
Yeah,
in there.
okay. I just wasn't sure if you were trying to get
Yeah.
more weird or if you were trying to see what was inside of it.
I actually would like to form a weird cube.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to use third arm and... No, wait, it helps when you're trying to climb on the thing, right?
Yeah.
And maybe tenacious for a +1. So that is 12... 19? 20. Hey!
Oh, yay! You get a weird point and to narrate your own success.
All right. Okay. So I'm perched on the friendly snail, and I jump over to the back of the other snail, and I take a big chunk out of the back of that one too, and I kind of shimmy down toward the collar of it, and jump onto the purple crystal. Take a big hunk of the crystal off, and some of the weird starts to kind of, boil out from where it was cut off.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have anything as flashy as I forgot your character. Xavier, Felicity. I'm sorry, I can't see him. So I'm just going to blow on it, and it forms a cube.
Okay. The snail that you jumped onto stopped eating, and it's feelering around for the other snail, and kind of it's curious now. It wants to know what the hell's going on.
So are they like friends?
They seem to be.
We're
Or
not.
at least they're not
Right.
enemies.
They're not fighting,
They
right?
seem to be attacking us, so maybe they're not that dangerous.
Yeah, I wonder, like, if he's just like, oh, look, another snail, and he's not like, oh, people, kill them.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're not like separating a mama snail from its little baby or something, right?
Oh, you don't know.
They're not sentient as far as we can tell, so if you would do that in your yard, then I think it's okay to do it here.
I don't think snails are very good parents. Just
Probably
don't
not.
make it an issue. I mean,
What do you think, guys? Want to tame another snail?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, like a horde of snails.
I don't know what the hell we're going to do with all these snails, but... All right. So what was this? 2d6, a d4, and a d8?
Yeah, I'm helping you. I think I should have named myself the Jack of all snails here.
That might be a little too specific of a talent. Okay. 3d6, because I get 2d6 plus my d6 for animal husbandry. Okay. Oh, well, this is, remember when you said sometimes they get really bad rolls?
Yeah.
No, I just got a really bad roll.
You didn't roll all ones, did you?
Close to it, but not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right.
And then I get to add my clever, right? But it's not going to be enough. 9, 10.
Okay.
Okay, we didn't get that snail, guys.
Okay, you try to grab at the snail and do the whole thing that you did last time, and the snail, and you miss, and then the snail gets wind of it and just starts moving at a much faster rate than a snail should ever have to move.
Is he running away?
Yes.
Uncanny snails.
I have to say that watching the snail disappear off the screen was actually the most like awesome thing I've seen.
Oh.
Scoot, 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 scoot.
Let's keep exploring.
Yes. Let's chase after the snail. He left.
We know that there's stuff down there, right? And it's going to be big enough for a 10-foot snail, so it'll fit us.
There's lots of cool stuff in here, I've been told.
Cooler than these psychedelic giant snails?
Maybe.
All right. You're gearing your snail to go in the same direction as the other snail?
Yeah, and I say giddy up. I'm going to name him. Well, I don't really know if it's a him or a her, but I'm going to name him
Billy.
Salazar.
No, that's too fakey. That's Harry Potter was ruined that. So, I'm gonna name him Whitey.
Wow.
Like the bad guy from every 1950s movie.
That's worse. It could have been Buzz.
Okay, so since it's like almost 8:30, I'm gonna make this our quote-unquote save point, as Chris would say, and before you explore anymore and get too deep as to what's next. So we'll stop right here and we'll pick right back up again with your snail heading in the direction of the other snail.
So, can we assume that we went back and got our gear and got our cubes?
Chewbacca, come here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, because by the time you guys were ready to move on, it would have been 30 minutes, so then you would have probably gone back and gotten your stuff so that it wasn't just all hanging out there and stuff.
Alright, so that leaves me with a grand total of 3 cubes.
Oh, Mandy brought her puppies. What's your puppy dog's name? Hercules or something?
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca, same dish.
Aww.
Aw. Does he speak Ewok? Because he should.
Chewbacca's a Wookiee.
I get that, but
This one looks like an Ewok.
just saying, it's very cute. Very cute.
All right. Before we go, let's do a quick feedback session on there. So, because I'm supposed to be developing this game, not just running it. So, what do you guys think?
I like it. I'm used to like D&D and Call of Cthulhu, so I'm always a little confused about dice pools, which you probably remember from like when we were playing Changeling, and I was like, wait, how many do I? But this actually is easier to pick up than Changeling was.
Oh, that's good. That's very good, actually. Because Changeling is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it was. So it actually seems like a pretty intuitive system so far.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good, because I was starting to worry that it was a little bit too complex.
No, I think it's okay. I mean, I've only played once, but it seems we haven't had a fight yet.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You'll make the exact same rolls when you have a fight. And I use Popcorn Initiative. So what that means is each side rolls a d6, and which side gets the highest, whether it's me, the NPCs, or you, the PCs, gets to go first. And then you get to choose amongst you who is going to go first. That person goes, and then hands it over to whoever they want to next. And then so on and so forth.
That's kind of how my home game of D&D works with initiative.
Yeah, I like it that way. I think it's cool.
So is it all us, all them?
Track of. What?
Is it all us, all them? Is it that for turns in the combat?
I forget entirely. I think it's.
Or is it us, them, us, them, us, them?
I think it's that, but I don't remember. I have to reread the rules because I wrote them like almost a year ago now. That's stupid.
If it's any consolation, any help, I haven't felt lost yet.
Well, that's good. That's
Yeah,
very
no,
good.
It's intuitive. You know, we were all brand new to it when we did character creation last week, and I think we may have given you a false impression that like there was too many dice, too many numbers, but I don't think it's. I think it's fine.
No, I think this happens pretty
Get
typically
around it.
with the first session you play, that you just kind of get used to the system. After a couple of sessions, it's going to get really easy to plunk everything down and get our dice out and get going. So I'm not worried about that at all. This is only the real first session, so
Cool.
looking forward to more.
And you already
Cool.
said random
Original
tables
stuff.
are going to be. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I didn't hear you. Random tables are going to be rampant, right? They'll be
I
rampant.
love random tables, yeah, and I'll be random tabling it up as I go along.
Okay.
The only thing that isn't clear to me is, are traits always applicable in roles?
They are if you can. So basically, you can make your role do anything that you want and you can possibly imagine, assuming that you can explain to me how that works. So let's say if you wanted to cleverly climb a wall, for instance. If you can convince me that clever will apply somehow to the way that you're climbing that wall, then I'll let you make that roll.
So there's,
Grappling hook.
so there's a certain element of player skill.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
You have to
Definitely.
justify your scheme.
Yes. And that's one of the reasons why I let you kind of make your own skills and make your own mutations and whatnot, is because I want you to actually think about how you're going to use that and what different and weird ways you can actually use that might not be, clearly obvious or that.
Well, the first time I saw my character was as we started to play, so
Good job of making that character, Mandy.
We'll get your pet set up on there soonish, but maybe next session.
The only thing I was thinking during play, and I don't know if this is because of it has anything to do with the actual way the game's written, is aside from Savannah going to check out to see if what was up ahead, which was really cool, the pets, although they're sentient, have no agency in a way. It's like, and I think maybe that's just something that'll happen as we play more because we'll be developing their characters.
Right. And I will play your pet sometimes, like I did with Rex a little bit there. But feel free to play your pets at any given time that you want to too. I just like to do that to add a little color.
Yeah, it was good.
Rex has been having little moments all night, mostly with his claws, however.
Yeah, that's true. He's been.
I actually have to put a little boy to bed, so I will see everybody next week.
All right. Thanks for coming, Danielle.
Good night.
Hi, Danielle.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, I think we've talked enough to stop broadcasting. We have one viewer left. We had 7 at one point in time.
Did we really?
Yeah. All right. So everybody say goodbye to the internet.
Bye.
Internet.